I'm Andy from the Opinionated Brit, and this is Zerds matte paste from Ziggy Supply. Hello and welcome to another pomade review. Thanks for joining me. As I said, today we are looking at Zerds matte paste by Ziggy Supply, or as they like to say with this one, Ziggy Zonka. What is Zerds matte paste from Ziggy Supply? Well, I'm just going to read it straight from the website. It's a scrum-diddly-umptious hold with lightweight feel that caters for serious endurance regardless of the weather. It keeps the hair healthy and nourished throughout use with unparalleled volume and texture. And it's always just as fun as you are. Hold strength is scrum-diddly-umptious. And yes, that is a word. Shine is a matte finish, almost zero shine, and the standard scent on this this one is a lemonade, blueberry lemonade. Design on this one comes in a 3.5 ounce black plastic jar. There's a Willy Wonka sort of nerds sort of theme running through this. On the front, you can see there you've got the Zerds logo, obviously the Ziggy Supply lion. And then on the side, you've got the ingredients there. And the Zerds logo again there. And on that side, it's basically what I read out at the start of this review. It just tells you briefly what the pomade is or the paste is. And then obviously their social media channels on the bottom there. One cool thing about this jar, which you'll see in the video, you can actually put the lid in the bottom of the jar. Now, I don't know if that is supposed to be a feature or if that's a standard feature of that jar, but that's what I've discovered. So rather than putting it down and then putting the jar next to it, you can put it straight on top. You can actually turn it around the other way and push it right in, but then it's an absolute nightmare. It's an absolute fucker to get out, so don't do that. Just put it on top. It's pretty cool. I don't know if that is a feature, like I said, but it's pretty cool anyway. Overall, it's nothing special. The design it doesn't go above and beyond, but it does what it needs to, and it does it well. So yeah, thumbs up from me on that one. So the scent on this one is straight up easy for me to describe. You know, I'm rubbish with scents, but yes, this one is on fire. This is it's a Creed Aventus inspired scent, and it's probably one of the better ones that I've smelled. A lot of people try to do it. They try and replicate that Creed Aventus, but this one is pretty good. It doesn't smell chemically or manufactured in any way. It obviously doesn't smell like the original, but it smells good. When you open up the jar, you get a whiff of it. When you're putting it into your hair, you can smell it going into your hair, and you do get whiffs of it throughout the day, but it's not overpowering. So if you want to wear it with, or you're worried about wearing it with other fragrances, it's not overpowering. It's just where it needs to be in terms of the strength. And even when you're washing it out on an evening or the next day, you get a whiff of it as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the scent is there, and it's present, and it's just probably the right level of strength. So the scoop is pretty good. It's how you'd expect a paste to be. It comes out with like the tiniest of pressure, and it's pretty easy to gauge how much you want to get out. Some pastes are quite hard to get out. Others are too sort of wet, so they're quite hard to gauge how much you're getting out. But with this one, it's really easy to gauge. It comes out like a dream. So well done on that. Yeah, that gets my seal of approval on the scoop. Onto application, styling, and breakdown. Maybe should have that the other way around, shouldn't I? So maybe break down application and styling. So obviously once you've got it out, it breaks down like easily. You just rub your hands together, it breaks down into nothing. You don't get any residue. It doesn't break down into like a white color or anything like that. The application, that comes down to personal preference. I always apply pomades to my hair and towel dried hair 90% of the time. But I wouldn't see any issue with applying it into blow dried hair, for example. It's not difficult, and it's not uncomfortable anyway. Styling, there is a little bit tug and pull, obviously, when you put it into the hair, but other than that, it's not uncomfortable. You don't get any resistance as such when you're pulling it. You're not trying to rag your hair out while you're putting it through. It's probably one of the easier pastes to apply. Styling, as you can see in the video, is pretty easy, does what you want it to. I think I used about 3 scoops in this one, 3 normal size scoops, no big scoops or anything like that. So yeah, it styles really easily, and there's no complaints on that side of things from me. I haven't tried it in blow dried hair, so I can't really comment on that, but as I said earlier, I think if anything, it's going to aid that experience if you want to style your products into blow dried hair. Breakdown, application, styling is easy. No issues with it from me. Obviously, if you've got a different hair type, you might find, if you've got thicker hair than me, for example, you might find it's a lot more difficult. If you've got thinner hair, you might need to use less product, but it's not a difficult product to use. So the shine, yeah, it's definitely a matte product. Even in my dark hair, it takes a couple of minutes for it to settle down, but it's not matte without making it look like dry, if that makes sense. It doesn't turn your hair to straw, and you aren't walking around like Wurzel Gummidge. And if you know who Wurzel Gummidge is, kudos to you. Yeah, it's probably a good level. You can see even with the bright light on my hair now, there's really no shine. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It works well. So the endurance and restylability. Restylability, is that a word? I don't know. If it isn't, it should be, and it needs to be in the Oxford Collins Dictionary. But yeah, we're about 12 hours in here. I've had a pretty full-on day being outside in the elements in the cold. It does lose a little bit of shape, but I've yet to find a product that doesn't do that after 10, 12 hours. So that's to be expected, but it doesn't, as you can see, it's the majority of its shape still there. And yeah, there's no real complaints for me. It deals with everything you throw at it, and it laughs at it while it's doing it. So I mean, you can't ask much more, really, can you? It's a strong product without being harsh. It doesn't give you helmet head. If you're looking for something you want to put in and it doesn't move at all, you're probably looking for a gel type. If you're one of those gel type fanboys and you want to have crusty, crunchy hair, I'm not one of those, but there are those type of people out there. It's those that like Suavecito. But yeah, overall the endurance is good. So restylability, this, if anywhere, is where the Zerds matte paste loses some kudos. It's a bit of a funny one. I can't really put my hand on it. As soon as you touch your hair, so obviously you do hair in the morning. As soon as you touch it, it just turns to a strange powdery dryness. Don't get me wrong, you can still get your hand through it, but you get a sort of dry tackiness, and I suppose it adds to the matteness of it, but it doesn't lend itself well to restyling. I wouldn't want to run a comb through it without maybe chucking in a couple of drops of water. I think if you did that, you wouldn't have any problem. But if you're one of these people that like to run your hand through your hair and sort of reshape it throughout the day, it's just the more you touch it, the more it kind of dries out and just gets this funny powdery feel. So yeah, it loses marks on that side of things. But I think if you're gonna if you want to restyle it, use a bit of water, and I don't think you'll have any problems. So the washout is fine, no problems with that. Comes out just with shampoo and conditioner. I don't ever go for a build up in my products. You tend to get those with an oil base, and it's quite hard to get with a water based product. But I think actually this one, you might be able to get a bit of build up with it. So if that's your thing and you like to get a bit of a build up day to day, you might get that with this. The washout, yeah, as I say, comes out no problem just with shampoo and conditioner. In summary, I've got a list of my top 3 pomades that I've used this year, and this one, it's close to being in there. It's close to getting into that top 3. If it just wasn't for that strange dryness that you get when you touch your hair, it might have just crept in there. I can't really put my hand on that dryness. I do get dryness with a lot of products having the thick hair I do, but I can't get my head around this dryness. I've used the Ziggy Supply Clay of the Undead as well, and I get that strange dryness with that as well. Maybe I need to compare the ingredients on that, but For some, I can imagine it being a good daily driver if you don't suffer from dryness with products in your hair. I can see this being a good matte paste, and as matte paste go, you're not going to get much better than this one. It's not uncomfortable to use, it's not hard to use, it holds up to most things that you throw at it, and as a matte paste, that's what you want. I'm keen to try some of their other stuff. I've spoken to Al about their clay pomade, and he said that's a little less dry in the hair, so I might look at getting my hands on that one. And obviously I'll chuck a review up here. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for the likes. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you've got any comments, either good or bad, stick them in the comment section. If you've got any recommendations or you want me to do any reviews, again, let me know in the comments. I'll put a link down below in the description to the Ziggy Supply website and the Zerds matte paste section. I'll put a link to the Everything Pomade Facebook group. If you haven't already, join that group. It's a cool community full of cool people. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Now get out of here.